Welcome to Behind the Bower. This is Susan Martin from Bower Center for the Arts, and you're listening to our show. We offer inspiring conversations, a fresh look at arts in our community, provide spotlights on artists, performers, collaborative partners, and other outside organizations. Basically, our goal is we want to celebrate the universal expression of human experiences through arts, culture, and our community. And today we're excited to bring you a conversation that will help us all maybe take a deep breath and step into mindfulness as we've entered the new year. I could definitely use this. And joining me today is Jennifer Coffman. And she's a new instructor for Bower Center for the Arts and going to be offering Stepping into Mindfulness. And this class is going to be offered on Thursdays at 6, beginning on January 23rd at Bower Center. She has a passion for helping people reconnect with the present moment, find inner balance, and build meaningful habits for a more mindful life. And today I'm looking forward to diving in to inspiration behind her work, exploring the transformative power of mindfulness, and learn more about what her class is going to offer our participants. And again, it's going to be available for all backgrounds, all experience levels. So let me welcome Jennifer.
Thank you so much for inviting me
Thanks
here.
for
I really
joining us. Yeah, we're going to dive in. I want to learn more about your journey and approach to mindfulness. So let's just start a little, and you tell a little bit about yourself, your professional background, and kind of what led you to this.
Of course. Well, as you said, my name is Jennifer Coffman. I'm currently a counseling intern with Kairos Counseling in Lynchburg. Okay. We also have an office in Farmville. I am completing my master's degree in clinical mental health counseling and will be completing that in May. Thank goodness.
Wow.
It's very exciting.
I know that's a lot of work.
Yes. I'm also a board certified music therapist and have been active in that field for going on 25 years now. That's also a little unbelievable on my end. So all of these personal experiences have given me the opportunity to work with a variety of people all throughout the lifespan. But right now in my work in counseling, my focus is on helping people who have experienced various types of trauma, people going through life transitions, and people who are experiencing grief and loss. Maybe the most important thing for people to understand about me is that I have been an active member of the Bedford and Lynchburg communities for over 20 years now. I've been in numerous community theater organizations. And because of my work as a music therapist, I've actually been able to meet so many different people in the Bedford communities, the Lynchburg communities, and actually part of the Roanoke communities as well.
Right. That's awesome because it's a great combination. We all know that art is very therapeutic in any manner, any way, any medium.
Yeah.
So what a wonderful way to combine the two.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about, let's talk a little bit about the Stepping into Mindfulness class, and what participants could expect, what makes it unique compared to other mindfulness practices.
Of course. Well, the idea for this class came from my own experiences trying to incorporate mindfulness into my own life. There are so many resources available out there. There's books and YouTube videos and podcasts and just so many things. It's overwhelming. And even if you choose one resource, that one resource can be incredibly overwhelming because it just throws you into the deep end of one specific kind of mindfulness, and that may not be a good fit for you. And then you just get I don't want to do this anymore. So you just forget it and go about your life.
Yep.
Well, what I wanted to do with this class is take small pieces of a lot of different things and present it in safe, small steps. And each class builds upon the last.
Right.
So it's designed to be successful for everyone.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a tendency every year. I think I'm going to focus more on some specific area and something related to being more mindful and or stress reducing, organizing myself, my life, I'll go to the bookstore and stand there for hours looking through all the different resources, like you said.
It's incredibly overwhelming.
It is so overwhelming. I'll purchase one. I'll start getting through like the first chapter or so, and then it's like, oh, this is overwhelming in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the books are stacking up. So
yeah, and then you have a pile of books.
Right.
Like, I don't know what to do.
I
with
haven't
these.
used these resources, so I can appreciate this very much. What, for somebody that may be completely new to this, tell a little bit about, what they could expect or what could they gain through participation in this.
Well, even for people who aren't new to this, everyone who comes there, they can expect a warm, judgment-free zone where they can hopefully feel safe enough to express themselves in what I call the here and now. And you'll have heard that term maybe in other places now, the here and now. That's super important in mindfulness. Excuse me. For someone who is new to mindfulness practices, this class is a chance to experience, like I said before, a variety of different techniques without the need to completely jump in and commit yourself to one type of thing or be overwhelmed. This class isn't about getting it right or being perfect, but about exploring different things and seeing how it can enhance your everyday life.
Right.
Yeah.
So will participants be expected to share during these classes? Tell a little bit about, because I know in the past we have held, and it was before COVID, we used to have mindfulness and music.
That was actually my class.
Was that your class?
That was my class, yeah.
I was going to say, and it was very popular. It was very successful. And so I'm just wondering, how will this compare to that? I know that some of our, believe it or not, previous participants are interested. And so tell a little bit about, what will be entailed specifically. Because I know that, like you said, some people are worried because they're shy or they don't want to be vulnerable or share things. So what kind of things will they be not necessarily expected to do, but to participate and benefit from their participation?
No one is forced to share anything.
Okay.
Ever. That's the safety of the space. You can share if you want to. You do not have to. The other thing is, as a counseling intern and a professional music therapist, I am very well aware of what's going on in the room. And if I kind of pick up on something that's going on with one of the participants, I'll maybe ask that person to stay back and talk to them individually, make sure that they're doing okay. And I'm willing to talk to people individually before the class or after the class just to make sure that they're doing okay. Mindfulness is actually not for everybody.
Right.
Not everybody's comfortable sitting with themselves in silence.
Right.
Or with music playing in the background. And that's okay. Not everything is for everybody.
Right.
And that's okay. And I am proud to say that I use my professional experience to help people through that if that's not okay for them.
Right. Are there any tools or items that individuals bring with them or that are provided as a part of the class?
It's important if you can bring a pillow with you. That's great. We do some laying down. That's super helpful to just get really comfortable to lay down. So bring a pillow with you. The Bauer Center has some yoga mats that we'll be using. Pretty much everything else, Kairos is supplying for you. Right.
Yeah. And I know through watching the classes, years ago, a lot of folks come in with their comfy blanket and their pillow. Bauer, as you mentioned, does have the mats. We also have the blankets and things like that that are used for our yoga classes. So there are items available there if somebody chooses to use them. But I think some people would probably feel more comfortable in bringing their own personal items.
Yeah, whatever you want to use to make yourself comfortable. That's kind of what mindfulness is all about, is being comfortable and just being able to be in the present moment.
Right. Tell a little bit about, so many people, I as well, we struggle with stress in everyday life, lots of different distractions. How does the mindfulness help people find balance? What does that do for them?
So, what the practice of mindfulness does is it encourages you and gives you permission to pause and be present with yourself. And that's a really, really powerful gift in this world where everything is begging for your attention. It's like pushing the pause button in the middle of a chaotic day.
Right.
It's bringing attention to that present moment, to the here and the now, to interrupt this kind of constant cycle of worrying about the future, worrying about the past, just being here and now.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I focus on with my clients in counseling is the importance of the mind-body connection. If you're able to listen to your body, it can communicate important information to you. It can communicate about your emotions. It can communicate about your physical well-being. And mindfulness allows you to regain that connection.
Right.
It allows you to listen to your body. So that's one of the things that mindfulness can do for you.
Okay. And we were talking about that, what challenges do you find that people often face when they're starting their mindfulness journey? You're talking about the mind-body connection. I'm sure for some, I can imagine for myself, it would be difficult to make that connection. So when starting that mindfulness journey, what are some challenges that they sometimes face?
One of the biggest challenges that people have is feeling that they need to completely clear their mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody that can do that. I mean, maybe there's some yogi way out there. I don't know. I don't know anybody that can completely clear their mind. It's mindfulness, in my mind anyway, is the practice of bringing your awareness back to the present.
Right.
The thoughts are going to be there. They're going to keep coming back in. It's just, okay, there's the thought. Now I'm going to come back to whatever you're focusing on. If you're focusing on your breath, then here's the thought. Fine, great. There it goes. I'm going to focus on my breath again. Or maybe I'm focusing on the sounds around me. All right, now I'm going to focus on the sounds around me, or feeling whatever it is that you're feeling.
Right.
It's just this constant push and pull, and that's okay because we're human and we're not perfect.
Right.
People kind of feel like, oh, I'm failing because my mind is not clear. No, you're not failing. You're human.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
everybody does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The minute you said that, I mean, I am totally that person. I have participated in various opportunities through Bauer Center. I'm also, I go to the gym 3 days a week, and I have tried like yoga. I'm good at the gym when I'm moving around, doing my workouts and things like that. It does clear my mind and it does help me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do something that's more calming, like the yoga, and you're doing the poses and you're relaxing, then my mind just starts running. And I'm like, I really need to get out of here. I've got so much to do. And so it's weird that I feel like I have to be doing the exercise and movement and stuff like that to get my mind to clear, to where settling down and trying to do it is difficult for me.
Yeah, our world is so chaotic and always constantly going 24/7. Our brain doesn't know what to do when we're telling it to not do anything.
Right. Yeah. I'm one of those that you see people on social media talking about how, their brain woke them up at night and they couldn't, I am definitely one of those people that something will get stuck in my head and it'll wake me up. And then I wouldn't say obsess, but then I just start thinking about all the other things that go along with it. Or I start thinking about things that you have to do in your day and that type of thing. So I feel like this is definitely the class for me. And I'm so sad because I'm going to be out of town and would miss the first 2 classes if I signed up for it personally. But I'm hoping that some of our listeners will take this opportunity. And if you're like hearing me and saying, yep, that's me too, this is going to be an excellent opportunity. In some of your past classes that you've offered, what feedback have you received from participants, or is there anybody that's, said this has, how has this changed their everyday life?
Oh, yeah. So I get so humbled by what people say. Um, the most common thing I've heard is people are surprised by how something as simple as breathing
Mm-hmm.
can make such a significant difference in their day.
Yeah.
Even with my clients, okay, we're going to take even 30 seconds and just do this very specific breathing technique and see what a difference it makes between before we started and when we're done. And just how much calmer they feel, how much slower their thoughts are in their head.
Mm-hmm.
Just those differences that it can make. Others have said that it allows them to be more connected to the people in their lives, that they're more aware of what's going on in their bodies, things like that. It's really, really humbling and very, very exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and just what popped into my head when you said that is that these are definitely techniques that they're going to be able to take away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And use for the rest of their lives.
Oh, absolutely. And I make sure at the end of every class that I give everybody techniques, very, very concrete techniques that they can work into their everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while it's great to think that I'm going to practice this for 60 to 90 minutes no, you're not.
Right.
Let's just be real. Very few people can actually find the time to do this for 60 or 90 minutes every day. So I find ways to give everybody 1 to 5 minute things you can work in while you're sitting at your desk,
Mm-hmm.
or while you're, sitting at home in between commercials, or, I don't know if anybody watches actual regular TV anymore. It's streaming. I don't know, while the next one is loading in between Netflix shows or something like that. Just those 1 to 5 minute techniques that you can do on the little breaks in between.
Right.
The realistic techniques that you can do in your everyday life.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. What have you learned about yourself and your practice through teaching mindfulness? A lot, huh?
Well, most profoundly, it's taught me I need to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say a lot of counselors and therapists and music therapists and everybody out there, we need to do that more often. And we're really great at sharing these techniques with people and then maybe not at using them ourselves.
Right.
So, it's really, really easy to encourage someone else who's like, just use this 4-7-8 breathing and, you're going to feel great. It's fine. And then just not doing it.
Right.
Or forgetting that it's there and just kind of freaking out on your own. But it's a great reminder to myself that I should be doing the same thing.
Right.
Or it's a good thing for me to do the same.
Yeah.
And I can think back on times over the past several years where when I do it, it makes a really, really big difference in my life.
Yeah. You mentioned the 4-7-8 breathing,
yes,
which I'm familiar with. Is that, or is there some other tip or technique you could share today with our listeners that they might be able to do sitting at their desk or after they finish listening to this podcast?
4-7-8 breathing is one of my go-tos. That's not one that a lot of people are familiar with, so I'm kind of surprised that you knew that one off. 4-7-8 breathing is great. I'm not going to get into the whole physiology of why that's great, but it's a really great one. So let me describe that really quickly.
Okay.
What that is it's a style of breathing where you breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Then you hold your breath for a count of 7 and blow out through your mouth for a count of 8, and then immediately start back over. So while there are a bunch of people that maybe know box breathing, which is in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, 4-7-8 doesn't have the additional holding after you blow out.
Right.
So let's try that for a little bit. I'll do the counting. I'm not going to breathe into the microphone because that's pleasant to hear. But I'll count the counts for 4-7-8.
Okay.
And we'll do that for 4 cycles, let's say.
Okay.
And so before we begin, for Susan and our listeners, just take a notice of how you're feeling right now. Maybe a little anxious, maybe a little uptight, if you have any tension in your shoulders, whatever. If you're at work and things aren't going quite as well as they're supposed to be, just take a notice of that. Okay. Now, if you feel comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and do that and get yourself comfortable. And what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in through your nose. Don't do that yet. Just explaining. Breathe in through your nose, and then you're going to hold your breath and then blow out through your mouth like you're blowing through a straw. Okay. So here we go. You're going to breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, and we're going to begin. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and return to a normal rhythm of breathing. All right. Well, since you're sitting here in front of me.
Yes. It's wonderful.
Do you notice a difference?
I do notice a difference. And I find myself, like you said, relaxing your shoulders, kind of just letting the relaxation take over your whole body. I'm not sure where I learned this, but it's been over the last few years. And while I don't practice it all the time, I do find myself doing it at night when I go to bed.
Yes, that's a really good one.
It's a really good one. And I lay there, and same thing, I do several cycles of it to just kind of, you've either been watching TV, you've been scrolling on your phone all evening, possibly been on the computer doing work. And it's a great thing for me when I go to bed to clear everything, my mind, make sure all technology is off, and just kind of use that as an opportunity to calm myself and hopefully go to sleep.
It sounds really strange because it's an unusual pattern of breathing.
Yeah.
But when you actually do it, it feels really, really calming. It's phenomenal for using when you kind of feel panicky.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Somebody shared it with me in a time of when I had some anxiety, and it was just an opportunity when I was feeling anxious or overwhelmed to take that break and do the breathing, and had shared the 4-7-8 with me.
Yeah, it can actually help kind of turn off that fight or flight.
Right.
Yeah. So that's really, really great for any of your listeners that have that kind of as their go-to. They kind of feel that fight or flight kick in. That 4-7-8 breathing is great for that.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Well, I hope that our listeners appreciated that little tip or technique, and if they're interested, will participate in the class to experience this more, and also take away more tips or techniques. As we're wrapping up our discussion today, what else would you like to share with our listeners? Any other opportunities, therapeutic opportunities that you are offering that you would like to share?
Well, I am super excited. I believe I mentioned, but if I didn't, I'm an intern at Kairos Counseling. Yes, I did because I said Farmville. My brain sometimes doesn't hold information terribly long. So Kairos Counseling, we have an office in Lynchburg and an office in Farmville, and we are now opening an office in Bedford.
Awesome.
And I'm very, very excited about that. And it's effectively right next door to the Bauer Center, right across the tracks.
Wonderful.
So it's within walking distance. Very, very excited about that. We are opening in February.
Okay. Where's that location going to be?
I don't know the address off the top of my head. I should have that, but I don't.
We'll share that later.
Yes. Thank you. It's literally on the same side of the street if you just cross the bridge over the train tracks across the street from the coffee shop.
Awesome. So it's the old bank, isn't it? I saw some renovations going on in the old bank there on the corner where the parking lot is.
Yes, on the corner next to the parking lot. Yes, right there.
Yeah.
So we're there. We're going to be opening in February. We're actually already taking appointments. So if you want to call our office, our phone number is 434-319-5528. And we'll get you set up with some really, really compassionate professional counseling services. All of our counselors are phenomenal. So we'll get you set up there.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us today on Behind the Bower. I hope this conversation has inspired some of our listeners to explore mindfulness and all the benefits that it may be able to bring to their lives. If you're interested in taking that next step, be sure to sign up for Jennifer's class, Stepping into Mindfulness. It's a 6-week class which will be held on Thursdays starting January 23rd from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Bauer Center for the Arts. You don't want to miss this opportunity. It's going to be an awesome opportunity to kind of reconnect with the present moment, cultivate that sense of peace and balance in your daily life. And I think we can all use that in this craziness of this world we're living in. And it's nice to have some sort of a new start, I believe, with the start of the new year. You can register online at bowercenter.org. It's under our education tab. And then you can also see all of our other programming, art classes, concerts, performances as well. A huge thank you, Jennifer, for joining me this morning.
Thank you so much.
It was wonderful. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. We're glad that you join us on this journey through arts, culture, and our community. And want to remind you to be sure and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for updates on everything happening with Bauer Center for the Arts. So until next time, take care and stay mindful.